Ozzy Sheehan. I know why these banquets go on so long now, because you now begin to realize this is your last opportunity to talk about these guys and your last opportunity to coach them. And that's not a pleasant thought for any of us as we're talking about these guys. For me, with Ozzy, it dates back, I coached him pretty much through the junior league team. And I had Pat and Ozzy, and I still didn't win all my games. I didn't tell you how bad a coach I was, but we were playing the green team. Pat will remember this. We're playing the green team. Who was some of you, half you guys are probably on that team. They were just trained killers. There was no way we could beat. They beat us 400-0 the first time we played them. It was awful. And so something happened in the second game. I don't know what it was, but somehow or another we got the lead. And we went into halftime and we had the lead, and I don't know, and we actually got the kickoff going too. And so, but I knew we could never stop them. There was no way we could ever stop these guys. So we get the ball back on our own 8-yard line, and it's 4th down and 8, and Jeff Schlosser's calling for the punt team, my assistant coach. And I was like, no. He goes, what? I said, no, we're not punting the ball. If we punt it back, they're going to return it for a touchdown, and they're going to beat us 400-0 again. We got to score every time we got the ball. So 4th and 8 for our own 8-yard line, we're going for it. Schlosser now has quit as my assistant coach. So I tell Pat, I go, listen, they're all going to be trying to kill you on this play. I said, Oz, get over there in the backfield, and you just sprint out, Pat, just as hard as you can. Just run, and like you're running a bootleg. We're going to try and get it, and just slip it in Ozzy's belly there, and Oz, don't move for 2 seconds. Don't move. So so what? Okay, we're going to do it. So he runs out there, hands the ball to Ozzy. Ozzy stands there. They go over there. They have 15 guys playing defense. They all hit Pat. And Ozzy goes running down the sideline. 92 yards. When they finally figure out who's got the ball, a couple of guys on the green team have already taken their helmet off and thrown it down on the ground. And I'm cheering like I have never cheered before. And somehow we go on to win this game. So little did I know, and maybe it's the only reason I decided to get into coaching. I have no idea with this bunch, but I got one more chance to coach this guy. And it has absolutely been the thrill of a lifetime. You think of some of the plays that he had this year. The 80-yarder to open the Cubcat game was as pretty as anything I've ever seen in my whole life. But to me, the game that sticks out is the Elder game. I mean, let's face it, all year long we're pointing for one game. Or it felt like we were. Every time we broke the huddle, it was beat Elder. It was, it was always this. And we come out, and Pat gets hurt in the first drive, and I'm over there going, hey, we're still going to throw it just like we planned the whole time. Nothing's going to change. And in the back of my mind, I'm going like, no, we're not. Donovan hasn't practiced 15 snaps at quarterback all year. How can he even know the plays? This is a disaster. This is going to be awful. And we know what Donovan did. He was unbelievable. But it was, I thought, as far as a senior on this team this year, a guy that just took the team on his back. That was it. Coach Mueller and I are over there, and we're over, usually we're talking about little details of the passing game and what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And both of us are going, why don't we just throw it deep to Oz? Just throw it as far as you can, Donovan. Just throw it down. It seems to be working. We don't know why the hell this is working, but so just throw it. And that was our game plan for the second half of the game. And he just took over. He refused to not make every catch out there. He ends up with 7 catches for 193 yards. No receivers caught that many balls against Elder in the last 6-7 years, something like that, whatever the records were. It was just one of those when great players take over in huge games, and he did that. He's got all the accolades. I'll go down a couple of them. First team All-State, top 22 players in the state of Kentucky by the Lexington Herald-Later, 4 state championships we all know about. But to me, here's the headline. Headline is, he averaged 34.93 yards per catch, which led the nation. Number 1 nation. Most guys' punting average isn't that good. 34 points. It would have taken me 3 catches to get what he got on every single ball that he caught this season. It's almost impossible when you think about the whole thing. But, and I know Dale gets to do Pat next, and I'm not going to steal any of his thunder, but, you know, there's no question, one of the greatest players that's ever come through here was our quarterback. But, as great as he was, if he didn't have somebody to show off that 80-yard bomb of his, somebody that could run underneath it, somebody fast enough to go get that sucker, would we have known that we had the best player in the country playing on our team? I don't know if we would have or not. But because Ozzy had the ability to create such huge plays at any given moment of any given game, it just made this offense, I mean, it was a pinball machine. It was so much fun. I said, we could call anything. As long as he was throwing it, he was catching it, it was going to work. It didn't matter what we were doing out there. It was one of the greatest things of all time. Got hurt at the end of the year. No kid deserved to be on the field for the state championship game more than he did. But as great a player as he is, a better kid, an honor to coach, and our offensive MVP, Ozzy Sheehan.
Pat's going to have some pretty impressive